Stop, look, listen. Rumors are beginning to circulate that Ryan Garcia may have moved on from Eddie Reynoso because Eddie Reynoso might start training Teofimo. That's the rumors. That is the conversation. Stay tuned to this video. We about to be unpacked. You dig? We unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to you live. Boxing Ego unpack. Yeah. We unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to you live. Yo, what up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. We unpack. Coming to you live. Smash the like button. Now, let's jump right into the content. Let your boy Ego, let me cook something. Subscribe to the channel. Now, one thing that's not a rumor is Ryan Garcia is no longer going to be working alongside Eddy Reynoso out of the CANELO gym. Payday. You want payday? I know that. He's no longer going to be training with him. That has already been reported. There's an official press release for this matter. I've already done a video. This is why you guys gotta subscribe to my channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. So I've already went over that. That's a done deal, according to Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia also took to his Instagram live to quote unquote clear the rumors and basically said that it was a time issue, right? Saying, hey, you know, Eddie Reynoso's a busy guy, no love lost. His dad also said, and it did an interview, which I did a video about, and his dad, I'm just paraphrasing because listen, I work hard and I do the research so y'all don't have to. So you guys got to stick around, check out some of the other videos or get caught up on those previous videos before you watch this video, whatever you got to do. But that's why you need to subscribe to the channel so you can be fully informed and well informed and know what's going on. Because right now, I'm just going to give you the cliff notes, right? Because I have dedicated videos about all these topics. So anywho, Ryan Garcia's dad, he said that, you know, there's no love lost basically with the CANELO team, and he appreciates what they've done, but they're trying to make their brand bigger and better. And they see the next step is to, you know, start working in his gym and doing that. And again, you guys could check some of those previous videos for more details on that. However, one thing that is circulating, because, you know, truth be told, we live in a social media age. People talk and, you know, behind the scenes in boxing is about this big. Everybody talks to everybody. Ryan Garcia has a fight coming up, comeback fight April 9th. And some people aren't buying that Ryan Garcia just out of nowhere is leaving the CANELO gym, you know, where he's pictured right now training out of. Like something has to be, there's more than meets the eye, or something has to be up. So one theory that's circulating in the boxing game is that we've heard this for a while, but you guys see whispers. Teofimo Lopez father taking a back seat, Eddie Reynoso as the new trainer. Now, this has not been confirmed by Teofimo Lopez, but there are a lot of people talking about this, and that has been the case. That has been the case for a minute. Could Teofimo Lopez be taking his talents to South Beach, aka CANELO's gym, and taking his career and putting in the helm of Eddie Reynoso as a either a first or second set of eyes alongside with his dad? Teofimo recently did an interview. Shout out to my dude Ellie. ES News had an interview with him, and he says to be continued, whatever that's supposed to mean. He was basically asked about these things. He said to be continued, and you know, he was asked about Ryan Garcia leaving the gym. So a lot of people are speculating that there's more than meets the eye, and could it be that Eddie Reynoso was going to pick up Teofimo Lopez, which caused a conflict or a rift with Ryan Garcia's side? Because if you think about it, first of all, Teofimo and Ryan have been, and I'm sure I can prove this, Teofimo, Ryan Garcia, let's say trash talk, right? Teofimo trash talking everyone, Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney, blah, blah, blah. So these guys have had a storied career in the media, going and talking, you know, berating each other and talking down. They're in the same weight class. Teofimo disses Ryan Garcia. And just to give you guys some, look, Ryan Garcia checks beat up Teofimo Lopez. So the two have had back and forth, right? And at the end of the day, this is an interesting concept. Ultimately, we'll find out when we find out Teofimo's next fight. They're saying it could be against Barboza. That's a dangerous fight just based on Teofimo moving up. We do know that Teofimo, after CANELO beat Caleb Plant, Teofimo hopped on the stage and took this photo with Canelo Alvarez, right? They both are representing Latinos, and we know that Teofimo has a fondness for Canelo, and he's also in a space of his career where he just took a nasty loss at the hands of George Kambosos. So this picture was taken, and then he ended up losing all his belts to George Kambosos in an unexpected fashion. So who knows where Teofimo is at mentally? There's been seemingly some meltdowns and, you know, rants on Twitter and things like that. Again, things that I've made videos about, so you guys could check that past content. So he's at a space in his career where he needs a win, and he needs to rebuild and rebound and kind of come back rejuvenated from what happened in the George Kambosos, because I thought he looked pretty bad in the George Kambosos fight. He came out so disrespectful. We know he has power, but he was like relying all on the power. It's like everything you did in the fight with Vasily Lomachenko is almost like you forgot about all these things. You forgot about what it took, and because it just doesn't make sense. When he fought Lomachenko, he had a measured approach. Maybe he had a different level of respect. You know, there's a lot of rumors about Lomachenko and how great he was, and ESPN built him up. So maybe he looked at a guy like Lomachenko as a serious threat. It's a two-time gold medalist. And then when it came to George Kambosos, he thought, oh, this guy's coming off of two performances with Lee Selby and Mickey Bay where he arguably lost. I'm gonna blow this guy out the water. I don't know what his mind frame was. I know Bob Arum later came out and said his esophagus blew up and all this stuff, but it was not a good showing from Teofimo, especially all things considered, how much Teofimo talked and the trash talk and what he said he was going to do to Kambosos versus what actually transpired. So, and it sounds like he has a lot in his personal life, which is been confirmed basically by a top-ranked VP, Carl Moretti. He says Teofimo got a lot of stuff going on, and he needs to fix that before he has a big fight. So maybe he is seeking a new beginning with Eddie Reynoso, which, to this video's point, that would probably cause a real rift and situational issue, because Ryan is a lightweight and Teofimo was at lightweight. Even if he moves up to 140, the two have had bad blood. Do they really want to be in the same gym? You see what I'm saying? Like, do they want to train side by side? Somebody you formerly had a spat with and quarrels and public beefs. And, you know, Ryan Garcia's side might even look at that as like, nah, we got to go out and do our own thing if Eddie Reynoso's even considering taking Teofimo. Like, it kind of reminds me of 50 Cent. Hey, something special. Irv, make it hot, nigga. I know y'all seen the halftime performance. They had the OG 50 Cent upside down. I thought Kendrick Lamar really killed it. But reminds me of the 50 Cent beef with Jadakiss and Ja Rule. 50 didn't really have no issue with Jadakiss. And he didn't really have an issue with Fat Joe, but since they did a song with his nemesis and known arch rival, Ja Rule, 50 Cent, he was like, nah, it's a green light on them too. You know, so some people are like that. They look at it like, I have funk with this person, or me and this person, we're not on the greatest of terms. So for you to work with them, they would look at that as a situation like of conflict, like a conflict of interest. Like, how could you even work with my enemy? So I guess that makes things interesting. There's another theory going around, which I talked about, and it stems from Canelo made statements about Ryan Garcia's lack of discipline. And those statements could have rubbed Ryan Garcia the wrong way. And or, when someone makes statements and puts you on blast in the way that Canelo did, maybe that changes how you perceive the situation. Like, all right, I thought we was cool, and then you put me on blast like that and got people making, so maybe that made him reroute. But it definitely seems like there's more than meets the eye. Canelo Alvarez, boom, we got action. Canelo Alvarez calls out Ryan Garcia, says the boxer is quote, wasting his talent. This was a few days before Halloween of last year. This was an interview he did with Complex Magazine, October 28th, 2021. So these very well could be comments that also made Ryan Garcia reconsider. In this particular interview, Canelo, he didn't pull any punches. He says, look, Ryan Garcia, he has a lot of talent, but to me, in my eyes, Ryan is wasting a lot of time and wasting his talent. I look at Ryan and don't see him 100% dedicated, and to us, that's a bad signal. Keep in mind, Canelo said to us. He didn't just say my opinion, he said to us. So I'm assuming that encompasses Eddy, Reynoso, and Chepo as well. Garcia pulled out of his scheduled fight, Joseph Diaz, blah, blah, blah. Canelo continued, we always remind Ryan as a team to come to the gym to train and to learn, because you need to be in the gym. You're learning day by day, and at the very minimum, fighting 5 times a year, right? So, it could be a combination and a culmination of these various things. Canelo calling him out, Eddy Reynoso at some point saying that Ryan Garcia wasn't ready for big names like Gervonta Davis, or it could be even the situation like the rumor with Teofimo. As far as the Teofimo angle, I could see it happening, but we have to wait and see what Teofimo decides to do and what he feels is, best for his career. But a lot of people have been in Teofimo's ear, or at least, publicly left comments on social media stating that he needs to get with a different trainer outside of his dad. And he already said it. He said he's not leaving his dad. His dad was there from the beginning, so, he wants to keep him on the team. But we've seen this done before, where a fighter takes a loss and they add someone to the team. They're talking about Anthony Joshua, who just lost to Alexander Usyk. They're talking about him possibly picking up somebody to help assist Rob McCracken. So we see this. For me, I really wish fighters did not wait until they caught the fade and took an L to make that decision. Like, you should know if you're learning and growing and maturing with your craft and advancing and honing your skills and flourishing. And unfortunately, more fighters than not, you see a fighter take a bad L, and after they take that bad L, then they decide, hey, it's time to switch trainers. Like, I remember Amir Khan, he was with Freddie Roach, seemingly no problem at all. And then all of a sudden, Danny Garcia knocked him out in, I think it was 4 rounds. And then now Amir Khan went to Virgil Hunter, and this is what you see. People usually get beat up, lose, like Teofimo, like Amir Khan, like Anthony Joshua, and then they start looking at different options. And I feel like you got to be smart. Boxing, every fighter only has a certain shelf life anyway. You know what I mean? So you got to make your time count, and it's no love lost. I understand how it is having family, and you want your dad to be there, but you got to do what's right for your career. And Ryan Garcia, he's doing that. He thinks it's better to move on and have his own gym and not be tied to Eddie Reynoso's schedule and to get with Joe Goosen. Teofimo, he might go over to where Ryan just left. So very interesting. I can't wait to see how the rest of the remainder of the year ends up panning out. A lot of changes. And I want to know what you guys think in terms of, would you down Eddie Reynoso if he does start working with Teofimo Lopez? Would that be, turning on your ex-fighter? I'm curious what you guys feel on that particular note. If Ryan Garcia was in the gym and then he picks up Teofimo, which is kind of one of his contemporaries and his rival, an extreme example would be if Eddie Reynoso started working with Gervonta Davis, because that's also a rival, or a Devin Haney, but we know that's not going to happen. So Teofimo, he's another person that's had those back and forth beefs and harsh words said. So do you think, is it just business, or is it wrong for a trainer to fight somebody or to pick up somebody that's a known rival of another person in your stable? You don't really see this happen too often, but I guess there's certain times where it does happen. Teofimo looks like he's not making 135, so they're not necessarily direct rivals anymore, but I'm just going off of what was said in the media. So we'll see what Teofimo's next move is. Subscribe to the channel. Let me know how I did in the video. And it's going to be interesting to see Ryan's next fight, as well as Teofimo's next fight and his next move as far as a trainer, because sometimes these things come up. They said Virgil Ortiz was going to go to Eddie Reynoso, and then I haven't heard anything updated about that. So sometimes people believe these rumors and that somebody's switching trainers, and then it doesn't quite pan out, or it doesn't happen for whatever reason. So I guess we have to wait and see. I wanted to unpack that for you guys. If you like this content and other content like that, subscribe to the channel. YouTube will play some videos that they think you'll be interested in at the end of this video. So make sure you guys check some of those videos out on my channel. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video is Ego, signing off. We Unpack, coming to you live. The future is now. The Hibernation 5s by Kenichi Bear. Hybrid gaming and lifestyle headphones. Out of the box, you can connect to any console or PC. Bluetooth ready with a low latency USB adapter, color RGB, and extreme bass mode. The Hibernation 5s adjust to you. Whether you need a gaming, travel, gym, or lifestyle headphones, the Hibernations got you covered. The new Hibernation 5s, link in the description. Customize the way you hear the world. Welcome to the nation. Are you tired of your YouTube videos not getting any views? Well, consider TubeBuddy. I've used TubeBuddy for years to scale up my YouTube channel. Now we're sitting over 200,000 subscribers. TubeBuddy is a browser extension that offers a ton of built-in productivity and time-saving services to take your channel to the next level. Use my link in the description to get started with TubeBuddy and level up your channel faster.